Patch 11.2 goes live next week, August 5th. It's going to be a big day, a new day, and there's some new stuff to talk about. Blizzard did an interview with a new magazine, and they said some things about the new raid and maybe that new Demon Hunter spec. So let's dive straight in. On August 5th, the new patch will be going live, and that means a few things for us. Well, it means a new zone, some other things going live, and some new things to do. Let's jump straight into this stuff here. Continue the campaign. So the story campaign will continue. Obviously, you'll be doing a bunch of quests. One thing I will say before you start these quests is if you didn't spend some of your Valor Stones, give yourself a little bit of a cushion. Valor Stones are not resetting going into this patch, but you're probably going to get, I don't know, if I had to guess, maybe 200 Valor Stones just from the quest line alone. So maybe, spend a few of them and not be at that cap of 2,000 because you're actually going to get a few right now. If you have nothing to spend them on, I guess don't. But I'm saying just give yourself a little bit of room so you can optimize how many Valor Stones you actually have because they're still capped at 2,000, even though they'll be carrying over. We're going to get our new zone, the Shattered World of Koresh. That's right. If you don't know what Koresh is, it's the world of the Ethereals, the crushed world of the Ethereals, destroyed by Demancius' fat cock. And now we'll be going back once again to see what it's all about. Questing over there, doing the things we'll be doing. A cool aesthetic. I think it's a nice looking zone. We'll see how long, maybe it gets a little bit dry towards the end, but hey, we're going to get a new expansion after this patch, so who cares? Return to Tazavesh in the Veiled Market. That's right. If you played Shadowlands and had the displeasure of going through that expansion during COVID, I mean, talk about PTSD, you know Tazavesh. Tazavesh was actually a cool part of that expansion. I'm excited to go back to it. I think it was actually a nice aesthetic and everything else. It was supposed to be more than it actually was in Shadowlands, but we got, some cut content. Shit happens. Well, we're going back there. Not only is it going to be kind of like a hub city for the new zone, but it's also acting as some new dungeons for our Mythic Plus season, so that's pretty cool. A new faction, the Koresh Trust. That's right, new faction, which means new renown track and everything else. You'll be grinding out these renowns as you go through. I did not do any of the cartel shit in the last patch. Probably won't do this shit either, but hey, you can go through and get these renowns if you want. Some cool rewards to be had from some of this stuff. New raid, the Mana Forged Omega. That's right, so this raid will not be opening on launch day of August 5th. It'll be opening on August 12th. But you will be able to do a few other things to prepare for raid, and one of those things is some Mythic Plus Zeros. We'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. But yes, the new raid will be opening up on August 12th. That'll bring you 8 new bosses. Obviously, all the difficulties will be opening up at once, just like they did last season. You'll get Normal, Heroic, Mythic, and Raid Finder Wing 1 opening up on August 12th. Wing 2 of Raid Finder will open up on August 19th, and then Wing 3 will open up on August 26th. You're going to also have some Reshi wraps. That's right. Your gluten-free wrapping that you picked up from your local woke submarket. That's what it sounds like to me. I've said that before. But this is going to be your new item that you upgrade continuously throughout this patch. There's actually 15 levels of this thing. We'll get into that just a little bit here. But you'll be upgrading it. This will be giving you a ton of power, a big power boon to your player, your character. It'll be your best-in-slot cape the entirety of this patch. And you'll be using it a lot to do things more than just boosting your power. There's going to be this whole phase diving thing. Yeah, that's right. Look at that transition. Phase diving through different stuff in the open world. When you phase dive, you'll see different things. It'll be like a, I don't know how to describe it. Like an instance version of the world, I guess. You'll be able to see other people there, I think, too. So going through this stuff, you'll be able to kill different mobs, do some world quests here, and collect some of the stuff that you'll need to upgrade your cape and stuff like that. So a new delve as well coming. For the delvers out there, yes, delving is going to continue. In this next patch, you'll get a new delve, the Archival Assault. There's also some upgrades to delves in terms of how to get there, right? There's going to be a new portal room in Tazavesh that'll take you to whichever delve is the new, what do they call it? Awakened Bountiful Delve. Yeah, the new Bountiful Delve. So whichever Bountiful Delves are out there, these portal room will take you to those Bountiful Delves. A nice quality of life change there. There will also be another boss, end boss. The boss will be Kaiveza this time around. The double question mark version of her, of course, will drop the mount and the achievement, just like previous delve bosses have done. There's also the Ecological Succession. That's right, you get to be an eco-friendly player here. You're going to have those eco domes, and one of them, you'll be working with, what's her name? Venari. That's right, to upgrade this dome. You'll be collecting animals, going back to the old world of Azeroth, bringing them back, and making this dome all nice and pretty for the remaining Koreshi who still live in these things. The War Within Season 3 begins on August 12th. I mentioned that kind of for raid. As I said, there's a new dungeon pool as well, Halls of Atonement, Tazavesh, the 2 Tazavesh dungeons here. a split from the mega dungeon that was Tazavesh when it came out. We have Arakara, City of Echoes, the Dawnbreaker, Priory, the Sacred Flame, and Operation Floodgate. So that's cool. We also have the new one, the Ecodome Eldani, the new dungeon. I've actually heard good things about this dungeon. A quality of life change coming to dungeons as well. We talked about this before. The new checkpoints. This is a new checkpoint waystone thing that'll stop you from having to do those long-ass runbacks, because nobody wants to do that shit anymore. Finally, WoW's entering 2025 here. We will no longer have those crazy runbacks, and these will be indicated on your map. So you'll know exactly where they are, and once you get to that point, you will no longer have to run back from the front of the dungeon. Phase diving is corny, to be honest. I'll be honest, too. I don't understand what phase diving is all about, but it's a feature, so there you go, for people who like to do open world content, maybe. New class updates, there are a ton of these. We've been talking about them all week. I have tons of videos on class updates. You can go check those out if you want. PvP updates, several PvP talents have been updated, content and all kinds of shit. What else? We got the new World Quest to vanquish your foes in the Vanquisher's Wake Isles. This is a new point of interest to perfect the spot to hang out for those seeking to go toe-to-toe in outdoor PvP battles. That's pretty cool. I always thought open world PvP was the best version of PvP. But there it is for you PvPers out there. And then Ghost of Koresh, yeah, going live on August 5th. So that's everything kind of happening here. Let's talk a little bit about some other stuff happening that week. Well, we got Twitch drops. That's right, starting August 5th. Typically, when this patch goes live or around that noon reset time, you'll get to get credit towards the new Twitch drop. That's right, watching 4 hours of this shitty stream or any other stream on Twitch in the World of Warcraft category will give you this Shador Brew Thief pet. That's right, so yeah, Purple Panda. You get yourself a little purple panda. Yeah, cute indeed. Watching 4 hours of any Twitch stream in the WoW category will give you that. If your account is not connected yet to your Twitch account, you can find how to do so in this article. The link should be down below this video as well. But the Why Who. Okay, But Why Who. I was confused by this title at first. This is actually a magazine called But Why Who, and they interviewed some Blizzard devs on some of the stuff coming in patch 11.2. So we had an interview here with assistant lead quest designer Stephanie Yoon and senior game producer George Velve. They spoke on the Manaforge Omega raid and the rumors on the new Demon Hunter Spec. So first off, when it came to reducing trash in the Manaforge Omega raid, this is an interesting take here that I hadn't really thought about, but there's a really consideration on trash balance in these things and how long trash takes you. Well, this was their comment on it. We do think a lot about the player experience and how it feels to traverse through the content, but also it's a lot about what this is supposed to feel like in the game. If you're going into someone's lair the first time, of course they're going to have a metric ton of bodyguards. He continued, we're also breaking up the amount of time that it takes between bosses. He says, I'm sure some players might enjoy it, but we want to make sure that there's a bit of a break between bosses so you can hang out in Discord or talk to your friends instead of just focusing on bosses constantly. So they want to help the stream out. That's what they want to do. They want you to be able to watch the stream for a little bit between these boss fights. One of the purposes of Renown Track is to show mastery of content and accelerate the content from time to time. So when it comes to figuring out ways that we can make someone's raid night faster, the amount of trash certainly feels like something we can tweak and play with. And we've seen this on the Renown Track. There are a few ranks of this, but the Manaforge hacking is supposed to make the trash easier to kill, right? It's allowing you to weaken non-boss enemies. So there you go, weakening the trash as we go through the Renown Track. It's kind of a cool idea, actually, I think. Libor gifted a sub to Jones. Thank you. So confirmed a new spec? Well, let's see, Jones. We didn't get there yet, but we're going to talk about what they said here. 15 months of priming from Libor, the gifted sub, and then the sub. I don't know if you mistakenly gifted and then primed, but I appreciate that, man. Gifting a sub and subbing as well. Death Knight of our Scourge, Libor. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Okay, so the optional Soul Hunter boss. So this is the new, what's it called, Demon Hunter boss that everyone's been all up in arms about and talking about in terms of new spec. Let's see what they had to say. So, in my opinion, if it drops loot, it's definitely required. This boss drops shoulder tier tokens, so most raids will go after the Soul Hunters to ensure players get their tier set and best in slot pieces. I might be wrong about this, but I thought they also dropped best in slot boots as well for a lot of us. So, people are going to be doing this. Even though it's optional, we're going to be killing this boss every single week. They also went on to say, we've heard feedback and clarity that clarity is needed about the full nature of this Demon Hunter encounter being optional. To avoid confusion as we inch closer to the season start, we'd like to make it clear that while you can bypass this encounter, once your raid group decides the rewards from it are not compelling to progress to the end of the raid, but completion of the encounter will still be required for the purposes of gaining credit towards the Hall of Fame status. We appreciate the feedback from players who have jumped onto the PTR and look forward to the exciting start of the season. Libor gifting another sub. Thank you, man. 2 gifted subs now and a sub from yourself. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Only Cam getting that sub. Congratulations to you. Here we go. Rumors of the 3rd Demon Hunter spec. Let's see what they had to say. Does this mean Demon Hunters are the next ones to get a new spec? Oh, no, not necessarily, according to Valve. We ended up making some narrative beats in the Ghosts of Koresh around Demon Hunters. So we want to sort of explore that little bit more in Raid. Personally, I always really enjoy Raid encounters that are based off of class specs. It's a really good opportunity for encounter designers to flex different muscles. So it's certainly just a fun exploration on our end, and to see what kind of cool things and whatnot they can do here. In terms of the new class spec, we have nothing to announce, but it does sound really cool. Oh no, that's a letdown. That's a letdown, boys. I think that's kind of a no in terms of the new spec coming. I don't know how people are going to take this. I think there's a lot of people excited for that new spec. I thought they were going to get it. I did. I think, there are 2 spec class right now. They're looking for that new spec. Yeah, a voidy version of it sure does make a lot of sense in terms of story beats and embracing a new power. Demon Hunters are known for embracing, powers that are left alone most times by other races and other classes. But I don't think this is going to happen, guys. Based on this interview, it doesn't look like it. Moving on to Demancius, larger than life. My God, more subs. Thank you coming in. It's DJ. Thank you for kicking off that hype train. Yeah, no, I love you too, man. Thank you for the Prime, 2 months total. Man, thank you, DJ. I appreciate that. Death Knight of our Scourge. All right, let's talk a little bit about Demancius here. They went on to say, we have a lot of brilliant and smart engineers on our team. For any single encounter, not just Demancius, we go through rigorous performance testing to make sure that all PCs and of all types can play the encounter. We made sure to listen to lessons of the past for 2 major aspects. One was we'll be punching a very big thing. The last thing we want to do is have people fighting his toenails for 15 minutes, and we also don't want the fight to be 15 minutes. Okay, good. That breeds a little bit of confidence in me. Yeah, I didn't want a new hentai tentacle fight like we had with Deathwing. That was extremely anticlimactic, not a fun fight at all. And I was worried about it when we heard how big Demancius was going to be. But it looks like, at least from what we've seen from the boss room, there's a platform around Demancius that's basically at the level of this giant sphere here. So we'll probably be fighting him from the torso up. He's a giant boss, but the majority of him is going to be hanging down below the platform, so we won't be really dealing with it. We'll see what it actually looks like when we're standing there in front of him in terms of size and scale. But hopefully it ends up being a really cool boss fight. I am excited to fight Demancius. Moving on to some other things here. Data mine nerfs to Season 2 trinkets on Season 3 launch. So this is interesting here. Any of these trinkets that you have are being nerfed when this patch goes live. So we got some trinkets going dead here. A lot of people have the Eye of Kazan. That will be reduced here by 10%. House of Cards is what I have. Mastery reduced by 10%. Also improved Seroform Pacemaker, another one I have. Crit reduced by 10% here. So it looks like a lot of reductions basically across the board, up to 10%. Some here being reduced by 15%. So you just won't be getting the same boost out of these anymore. And then season trinkets here we see for 3 are getting buffed a lot. Up to 20, 35% buffs to a bunch of these trinkets. I don't see what some of this stuff means in terms of, I don't understand exactly which ones of these are going to be best in slot yet. So these numbers don't have much meaning to me. But looking across the board here, yeah, they're doing one thing. It's very obvious. They don't want you to use your Season 2 trinkets in Season 3, and these changes are going to make sure you can't do that. And then finally here, shroud yourself in the power of the ethereals. That's right, phase diving and more. So phase diving is going to be a big thing, at least for those of you who like to participate in open world concept. But the real thing here is the Reshi Rafts, right? It's your new progression system for this patch. And of course, there are 15 levels now. If I Blizzard probably already said this, but for sure it's going to be time gated. You won't be able to get all 15 in 1 week. Basically, it's going to be a 15-week process here going through this stuff. So the way you're going to upgrade this, to upgrade your Reshi Wraps, you'll need to use Ethereal Strands to purchase additional enhancements by speaking to Hashim. These strands can be earned through delves, mythic keystones, dungeons, and PvP matches across Khazalgar. In Koresh, you can additionally seek them within the Mana-Forged Omega raid by completing warrants. So you can earn up to 15 strands to empower your Reshi Wraps. The empowerments cost 3 strands each and have 1 rank each. You can earn up to 15 strands, I guess, per week. So if you're doing that, you get 3 strands for each. That will be 5 ranks each week. So I don't know how many ranks it's going to take to fill this thing out. I guarantee you there's some time gating involved here. You know, Blizzard loves to do that. So you'll have a new challenge tree to fill out. You'll get that all done. The more you fill it out, the more powerful you become, obviously. So that's going to be something that we'll be doing the entirety of this expansion, or the rest of this expansion, I should say. And then there's the other thing of it. You can go phase diving with this, right? So phase diving, as I said before, is a variant form of the world. Really, we've kind of already seen phase diving in the game. If you remember back on, what's that isle called that we did the whole Cersei Circlet thing? Whatever that island patch was, you guys remember it? There was that whole rainy phase, the stormed out phase of the island, right? And that's basically, I think, was a test for this Reshi Wrap system. So you go through the stormy phase, there's different mobs, different things to kill, different quests you can get done. In the stormy phase, then you come back to the regular phase. Kind of the same thing here. Yeah, the Siren Isles, that's what it was called. So that whole storm phase thing, basically the same thing here, except instead of talking to an NPC, you use your Reshi cape to go to this different phase. Also, a little thing here that I didn't know, there won't be any flight paths around this new land here of Koresh. Instead, you'll be using your cape to go through these waypoints. I mean, it's just a different way of flying around, really. But the cape will be able to take you through these different waypoints. We see them here. There's a bunch of different ones on all these little broken pieces of Isles of Koresh. So this will be our way, actually, to get around here as we enter the new patch. And then, of course, there's untethered coins, a new currency here. Blizzard loves to add currencies, so of course we're going to get more currencies in this patch. A strange coin found within the untethered space of Koresh. Shadanis at the overlooks of Zoshul. I'll be interested in exchanging these for toys, cosmetics, pets, and more. So there you go. Anyone wants to collect things. This isn't power player progression minded, but it is toys and cosmetics and things like that. So yeah, another currency. Reshi Wraps will be our new progression system, and the entire patch goes live on August 5th with the season kicking off on August 12th. Interesting stuff here. That is all today in terms of news.